The greatest love is really to fall in love with yourself, and that's what you're going to do. And I believe you're going to fall in love with what you create. You're going to fall in love with your legacy. And it's from being in love with yourself that you draw in a great love. But honestly, you'll still love being in that edit bay watching yourself more than you'll love him.
Hello, my soul brothers and sisters, and welcome to another fabulous week in 2016. Well, as you can see, I've changed climates and have successfully relocated to Denver, Colorado. And as we wind down the year in this first full week of December, it's time to commit to what you personally believe. Now, the only caveat is you have no experience and no evidence that this might actually work. From my smartphone to yours, keep streaming for your weekly Namaste Today. Welcome to Namaste Today, the glorious way to start your day. I'm your host and spiritual life coach, Sensei Christopher Witecki. Namaste, my friend, and welcome to our show. Well, I am out light walking today in Denver, Colorado. This is where I have recently relocated. Haven't been here too long, but I will say I am definitely digging the vibration. I love the mountains that are always around me. I love the fresh air, and the people here are really spiritual, in tune, definitely in touch with themselves, definitely non-judgmental. It's a unique hybrid, and it's going to take me some time to find words to it. But thank you to all my new Denver hosts. I'm really enjoying my stay here. Well, we are wrapping down the year in 2016, and I got to say, this has been, at least for me, one of the most difficult years we've been through. And wherever Saturn is, it tells us astrologers where the God universe is Sirius. And Saturn is in Sagittarius. And the Sun is in Sagittarius, which means it's time to get serious about what this year is about. And I argue this year is about what you believe. In fact, by the end of the week, the Sun will cross Saturn, which means it will be time to commit to something that you believe. And this will likely happen in a couple areas of your life, not just one. But whatever it is, it's a commitment to something that you haven't done before. There's no evidence. And worst of all, you wonder if the universe is going to cooperate or not because everyone seems a little crazy right now. And that's the truth. So in today's tea time, we'll be talking about just that. But first, let's give you a sneak peek at the next week with your 5-day Zodiac weather and moodcast. This Zodiac weather moodcast goes from Monday, December 5th to Friday, December 9th. Looking at your 5-day moodcast, Monday is going to be cloudy, pensive, and introverted. On Tuesday, it's sunny, graceful, and easygoing. On Wednesday, it's cloudy, introverted, and quite spiritual. On Thursday, I'm predicting sunny and clear. And on Friday, I'm predicting it to be sunny and absolute. Rather serious day on Friday. So without further ado, let's go a little deeper in the week with a sneak peek at your next week. Hello, my friend, and welcome to a sneak peek at next week. I want to dive a little deeper into the week and give you some forecasts for what can be expected. First of all, I'll say this week kind of starts out slow. We have the moon in Aquarius and then Pisces, and then the moon ends in Aries at the end of the week. So that kind of spectrum of moon is kind of detached to like very personal. So it kind of goes from detached to personal. We start the week kind of cloudy, kind of pensive. Step 14 rules a day on Monday. And so what you're trying to get your mind around is what you believe. Now, what you believe can come into lots of different categories as far as what you know or what you can expect. Each of us are playing this out somewhere else in our life, but we're trying to figure out what we know and what we don't know. This is definitely a scratch in the head kind of beginning of the week. So Monday is cloudy and pensive. Moon is high in Aquarius, so really it's all high-minded stuff. Tuesday, I'm predicting sunny and graceful. The moon crosses Neptune on this day, and so to some degree, I should say, I think there's some self-compassion and some forgiveness that has to happen with yourself. Like, it's okay that I don't know. It's okay that I've been wrong in the past. It's okay if it doesn't go right. And really, it's not so much from a judgmental perspective, but that self-compassion actually opens up for the real answers is what it does, because you're so self-critical sometimes you can't get to the real answers. And that's what we're trying to do this week, is get to the real answers of what we really believe. So Tuesday, things are graceful and it's time to kind of be easy on yourself. Wednesday, it is totally cloudy and spiritual. There's a lot of the moon is high in Pisces. Venus goes offline at step 0 Aquarius. Mars becomes 21 degrees Aquarius. So our high-minded Aquarius energy is kind of opening up, which is the age of Aquarius, our evolution, where we belong. So we're very high-minded, but I think we're kind of out of it. So I wouldn't operate any heavy machinery on Wednesday. I think people are going to be kind of out of it. It's a great day for meditation. And what you're trying to do is get to what your spirit truly believes, to get to the soul of it all, the soul purpose, the soul understanding, the soul meaning, okay? Thursday, I think we wake up pretty clear. Step 17 rules a day. You're going to be ready to kind of make up your mind about what you believe or where you're kind of headed. The moon is in Aries, so people will be a little temperamental, probably honking at each other at green lights and stuff, that sort of thing. So let's be nice to each other. And Mars goes into step 22 Aquarius, which means that basically that's kind of a magical degree where anything can happen. So spiritual miracles happen during that time. Fated introductions happen during that time. And that starts Thursday and goes through Friday and a little bit into the weekend. So it's kind of a wacky, futuristic weekend. But on Thursday, you're pretty clear. Then comes Friday. And on Friday, you are absolute. Friday is a very serious day. The sun conjuncts Saturn on Friday, so we are making up our minds about what we believe on Friday. The moon crosses Uranus, so we have to grow up. We have to kind of stand up and be counted, so to speak, and really show up for what we want. That moon crossing Uranus, it opposes Jupiter in Libra. So this is a real moment for everyone on Friday, probably very personal, where you're making a decision about who you are, about what you believe, and about what's fair. That's Jupiter in Libra. What's fair to you? So it's a very interesting kind of harmonic there. And then, of course, Mars is at 22 degrees Aquarius on that day, which means we have spiritual miracles and vortexes opening up in a big way. So lots of weird stuff happening. So looking at the whole week, it's a very introverted week, really. It's all personal. It's all about what you believe and coming into grips with what you believe. And I know we need to talk more about belief structure and what this whole belief thing is anyway. So without further ado, grab yourself a cup of tea and let's have our weekly tea time. Hello, my friends, and welcome to our tea time. A couple of confessions to make. One, this is not tea. This is actually a caramel macchiato, which is the way I bribe myself for being out in the cold. Super yummy, but Sensei gets to have little treats. I always give myself little treats. Second thing I want to bring up before we go into our tea time topic is I'm going to be in West Palm Beach this Saturday for Love Fest, West Palm Beach. And so if you're in the Florida area, come on down to my website, seriousjoy.tv, find out details. You do need to RSVP, so we give you the information on where we're going to be. And I would love to see you there. This is my way of networking with the light and saying hello. And actually, it's funny, I'm going to go from this cold climate to a warm climate, so hopefully everything will be smooth with that. Now, this week's tea time topic deals with what we're basically facing spiritually, which is what to believe in. What do I believe in? And can I commit to this, really? And always with what I believe in is, am I crazy? Or am I not? And I think we all are at that place. But let me give you some context here historically. Pluto's in Capricorn, Saturn's in Sagittarius. There's been times in history where humans have to make decisions about what they believe without knowing the outcome. So during the American Revolution, which was the last time Pluto was in Capricorn, the colonists had to decide what side they were on way before the fighting started. And remember, no one had ever fought Great Britain, so to sit there and think that your neighbor was going to basically take care of you against the British, that was a huge leap of belief, right, to believe in that. But going back to the time before that, when Pluto was in Capricorn, before that, was when the Mayflower and everyone was coming to cross over as pilgrimage, in their pilgrimage. And it was, of course, a pilgrimage of spirit. They wanted freedom of religion. So at that time, you had to get on a ship, believing that this new world was going to be better than the old world. No evidence that what you believe was going to work out. And that's kind of where we are now, my friends. We are on the cusp of the age of Aquarius, as I like to say. The human race, I call them the human walk, but I think we're starting to walk faster. The human race in our generation has the choice of either using its intelligence to become better or continuing to allow ourselves to destroy ourselves. That's basically it. And the self-destructive part is part of our immaturity, and we're at that defining moment. And each of us, this time, because it's the age of Aquarius, the movement, which will be a global movement, will happen from individuals who are changing themselves inside. So it won't be that we have to have a George Washington organize a war this time. It won't be that we have to have a Christopher Columbus, sail the ocean blue. It will be that we ourselves decide to be different, and then things start to change, kind of from the ground up. That's my belief. So this week, we kind of have to make that choice. Now, it's probably playing out somewhere very, very obvious in your life, like in your love life or in your career or where you live or with your family. I mean, in my personal Sensei service, your A and B story, those are the two areas that I talk about. And those are the areas from your sun sign, your rising sign, that you're really focusing on this. But it's also more metaphorical in a bigger way about your overall beliefs in yourself and your possibilities, right? So I want to kind of throw out some basic ideas for you to think about before you make this decision, and commitment to what you believe. And just to kind of, summarize again, I think everyone's going to have to kind of decide by Friday what they believe, all right? First of all, realize we're in co-creation. So whatever it is that you believe in and you decide to do, a lot of it is spiritually democratic. In other words, your energy and everyone else's energy all adds up to a global energy, and the global energy is what actually wins. So in a way, there's no given outcome, okay? So you can't make a decision that will guarantee an outcome. We don't know until you start co-creating with what you do and what you believe and putting it out there into the universe. But on the flip side, your spiritual voice is counted. This has never been a better time to speak up and be heard if you think that you can make it across the Atlantic and that that's a promised land, or speak up and be heard if you think that the colonists can win and be an independent nation. The more people that speak up for what they believe right now, the more likely that is to happen, especially in this next year. And I think this week, people are making that decision with themselves. So co-creation is in play. Now, I believe everyone was pretty much born believing in yourself, believing that you have a purpose, believing in what that purpose may be. But I think to some degree, a lot of times we talk ourselves out of it as we become adults, and that's, and we only really remember as children and sort of thing. But you were already born believing. This isn't even about getting yourself behind a belief. This is about finding what you already do believe and being honest with yourself about what you do believe. So whatever you come to believe is probably something your soul always believed, but you just didn't necessarily want to admit it to yourself or someone else. Now, I want to remind you that we've come here on Earth to be someone, okay? To be someone. You've come here to be someone. You've come here to be, the guy in the last row in the choir, or you've come here to be, the guy with, 25 children and lived in a shoe. You know what I mean? Like, we've come here to be and experience something. And that what we've come here to be is the be and be living, right? And that's what I think be living is. A belief is what you want to be and what you want to live. So when it comes to the decisions you're making this week, what we can believe in is what we can be and live every day. And that's a little beta test you could use to make sure that you really be living it. Like, can you be and live with the American Indians? Can you be and live, on a ship for 3 months? You know what I mean? Like, then if you can do that, then you believe you can make it, right? So testing out of whether you can be and live it, and if you can be it. Now, the fifth point I want to make is that whatever it is you believe in, you have to this week commit to manifesting that. So sometimes with belief, people, they'll say they believe it, but then when it comes actually to be counted, they're nowhere to be seen, right? Like, they're like, wait, I thought you believed. It's like, where are you? So this is a time where the universe is asking for what you live, okay, what you want to be and live, and whether or not you are committed to making that happen. Now, the reason why you have to commit to making it happen is because if you don't commit to something, you're going to get kind of washed under the people who have committed. So for those people who go out and vote, for instance, and the people who don't vote, well, I can see why you didn't vote, but as you can see, the people who did vote took your power. You know what I mean? So this is a time where if you're not willing to manifest it, you really shouldn't say anything about it or raise your hand in class and say you believe in it, because the universe is going to be counting chips this time. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is whatever you come up with to believe in this week. I'm screwing up with my own terminology. Whatever it is, by the end of the week, which is Friday, Saturday, you want to go ahead and start being that now. So, in other words, if it was the colony times again, and you decided you're going to be a colonist, you better throw away all of the red in your wardrobe. You know what I mean? And get rid of all of your British stuff, and get rid of your British tea. You got to get rid of all that stuff if you're going to go ahead and be American now, or be whatever. So, I'm seeing a lot of great stuff in the world, particularly with the American Indians. I've been audio blogging about that, or did audio blog. Standing up at Standing Rock for what they live in. All right. And I think that we're going to see a lot of karma unfold. American Indians, African Americans, the gay population, the Asian American population for being abused for the railroads and put in concentration camps in World War II. I think really America's going to have to pay for all of its karma. But notice that each little part of everyone's life, like the American Indians, there's going to come a point here in this transit where you have to actually be what it is that you're preaching. Otherwise, you get counted on the other side. So the good news is that's not necessarily now. What's happening this week is it's just going to come to quietly decide who you're going to be and how you're going to live and what you believe in. And because the sun's crossing Saturn, we're kind of signing the check here. Again, if it was American Revolution, it would be this week you decided what side you're on, but it would still be a long ways away before you had the war. So we have that kind of time. All right, my friend, I don't see what our time is. Woo, that was a long tea time, but I hope it was helpful to you. A couple announcements. Again, I will be in West Palm Beach on Saturday, so email us for an RSVP invite and come down and meet me. We're just kind of gab and talk and meet each other, and it's fun. I've done them before in other cities. I'm looking forward to it. I am holding a reading sale right now, so I make an excellent Christmas gift for someone who wants to open up and see something, or for someone who's been waiting and never gotten it. So you might check that out. I have lots of dates open just after New Year's, actually. So if you want that year, how's the year coming, then check it out. Also, if you like to hear me 4 days a week, come on down to SeriousJoy.tv. I do audio blogs that kind of keeps things up. And if you want support 5 days a week, 24 hours a day, try my personal Sensei service. I'm telling you, this service knows a lot about what your destiny is and what you're meant to do, and I'm constantly reminding you throughout the day who you are and what you truly believe, and letting you hold those energies with yourself. So check it out. It's just $1.99 to try for 7 days. All right, my friends, it is a pleasure to be here from Denver, Colorado. I'll be probably from West Palm Beach next week, but while you're out there figuring out what you believe, remember, Sensei loves you, and live, love, be.